Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jorvik, and today we're reacting to a highly requested song or series of songs from the artist Ren. Now, if you have not seen my first reaction to Ren, it's my most popular video on YouTube. Thank you to the Renegades. I really appreciate your support. But one of the I got a lot of recommendations on his, honestly. The entire catalog for Ren was probably recommended to me, but I think two of the biggest things were The Tale of Jenny and Scratch and Money Game. In today's video, we are specifically going to react to The Tale of Jenny and Scratch. I found the compilation video. It's about 13 minutes long, and I'm just gonna dive in. I don't know anything about this song. I really had to refrain myself from just diving into his music from the get-go, but I know a lot of you guys really appreciate reactors, and you want to follow us down this rabbit hole. So that's what we're going to do. As always, if you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. I love his guitar playing. Sorry to stop it already. So what he's doing, he's playing more of a it sounds like it's more Spanish, which cool. Also, what he's doing with his mouth is to imitate trumpets. Obviously, most people probably know that, but I just wanted to mention it just in case someone mentions it to me.
It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny walked alone, she was dragging her feet. She was heading back home to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, because she walked it about 1,000 times before. She wanted to escape. Can you blame? Well, on the very same night, in a different place, there was this hooded young youth by the name of James. He was 14 years old and out of his brain, he'd been smoking ganja with the boys. James, he grew up to be a kid of the street. His mates called him Screech, he was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief, at 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul. As Jenny walked home all alone, she felt scared. Usually she was alright, but it was like there was something in the air. A divine intervention telling her to beware, maybe intuition bogging her and making her so scared. Sirens sound in the distance to the beat of Jenny's feet. A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Up or go Jenny, a boy named Screech. Give me all your money, bitch, give it to me. If you cooperate, then you'll soon be free. I want your purse, your phone, don't fucking look at me. I mean it, bitch, are you listening to me? Jenny freezes statue like a lady shakes stalactite. Feel like liquid nitrogen in the dark night. She tried to find strength to move, but stayed as still as a statue in high-heeled shoes. What the hell you playing at? You playing games with me? I swear to fucking God, I'll slice the rosy off your cheeks. You think I don't mean it, girl? You don't know me. The last thing you see will be a boy code. Screech reach with the sheath of the blade with the...
Sorry, I just want to stop right here. First of all, what a great... I noticed this in the previous video that I reacted to. A lot of people bring up that he is a great storyteller, and I think that is something that a lot of musicians, at least the more commercialized ones, sort of lack. And that's what I like about Ren and other like smaller independent musicians that I listen to is that they are still true to the heart of music, and that is storytelling. I mean, it is just another medium after all. And so like having these different perspectives going into this music, you notice it in the playing of his guitar. With when he's talking about like Jenny, it's finger picking, it's more melodic. But then when he's going to Screech, it's bar chords, it's rough, it's aggressive, and I'm sure this theme is going to carry out throughout the tracks here. So But let's go ahead and continue. Sorry, I just wanted to. I felt like I wasn't talking enough, so I just wanted to bring it up. Okay.
The last thing you see will be a boy called Screech. Reach with the sheath of the blade with the teeth that could bite through steel and slice concrete. And he swung possessed with the devil in his chest, and the statue she was turned to butter in her breath. It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny lay still on the cold concrete. She's found somewhere to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, 'cause she'd walked it about 1,000 times before. I guess that she escaped. It's such a shame.
All right, and on to the second song. Picking, man, is just incredible.
Our story, it starts right at the end. At the life of poor Jenny, clocked out like Big Ben. Dear Screech, dear boy, where did he go? He melted into the black night just like snow. Patrick, man, let me in, please open the door. I think I fucked up, Patrick, really fucked up, man, I'm not sure. I got crazy, left this lady lying still on the floor. I think I killed her, Patrick, come on, man, I can't knock no more. But Screech kept on knocking till his knuckles became sore. But there's no sign of Patrick down at number 54. No refuge for our villain, for the bitter hands of fate, with something far more sinister in mind that does away. Hey, babe, are you in? No, nothing really, I'm just a bit tired, listen. Can I swing around yours for a few moments? I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch, for fuck's sakes!
I'm sorry, I have to pause. I'm not laughing because it's just I'm trying to go in the headspace of like them filming this, and he's like, I mean, he's in an alleyway, so there's probably not a lot of residential, but just like being like a passerby and just walking by and to being like, what's going on over there? I'm sorry, that, excuse me. It's just, as a filmmaker, I've shot in public a lot, so you always get like eyes and, people wondering what you're doing, and like I've had the cops called on me before, and it's a whole thing, but it's just like just the thought of like filming this and like me being a cameraman and then he's screaming and all this stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
Bitch, for fuck's sakes! Siren sounds approaching like a banshee in the night. The shrill
switches
cry
on and
of
off.
justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screech was never one to run, not one to miss a fight. One hand upon his blade, he turned to face the blue lights. Come on then, you fucking cunts, let's fucking have you then. I am Screech, I'm the boss, I'm the ender of men. You think that uniform you're wearing means that you own these streets? These are my fucking streets, and they call me fucking Screech. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3", working London on the night shift. What he didn't think he'd see was a boy running at him like an animal possessed. With no time to hesitate, he fired 4 bullets at Screech's chest.
Mm.
Our story, it ends right at the start. Young Screech and poor Jenny lying one street apart. An officer shaken by the boy that he claimed. Two bodies lay lifeless, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame.
Mm. Awesome. Okay, so before we go into the third one, I know I talked about this in the last video, and a lot of people brought up to me that this is his friend Sam who does his videos. They've worked together on a lot. They basically came up together, which one really appreciate. I think that's really cool. Visually, I've never seen that before. When you watch music videos, and I've mentioned this in other music reactions as well. Visually they're trying to tell a story, right? And so utilizing the camera as a character, something that's done a lot in film, and like especially with the handheld look. I've mentioned it before. It's most of the time it's supposed to put you in the headspace of the subject, but it's really interesting to kind of see him utilize the camera in a way that's, oh, this is Screech here, and as he falls to the ground. I think that is, creatively, obviously low budget, this is all done in one takes, and we'll talk more about that later. And that is the joy of doing music videos in this way, is that you can get a little bit more creative. I mean, obviously there's this zero budget. I mean, right? I mean, it's just him, a guitar, and a camera out there. I mean, I can go and do this right now if I wanted to. And so, but that's where you have to get creative, right? Because without a budget, without money, there's some ideas that you can't do, and that's fine. I've been there. And so I think it is interesting that they still made this look visually, a story is being told. And so, I mean, I know it's like a little thing, but, from a filmmaking perspective, and from, someone who's also plays music and is a musician, you know, pretty cool. I do like that visual. So, okay, let's move on to the final song. Mm. Violet. I wonder if that's the same gown he used for High Ren. Before we continue, another thing I really like is that the beginning of all of these have that same sort of that picking pattern, right? And I mean, we'll talk more about it later, but I mean, let's just go ahead. I've already talked too much. Let's just continue this. I'm sorry. I love that so much. This is my ASMR right here. I want to point out, I'm sorry, I keep stopping this, but I want to point out how difficult that is, what he's doing. Even there's even a lot of people who can't even sing and play guitar, let alone do all the, like, I can whistle and play guitar, which is also pretty difficult, but what he's doing, just the whole picking pattern, and then just having those huge fluctuations in his voice is like a secondary melody, is true talent, and I think a lot of people need to realize that. But again, sorry.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beats and bloodstained sheets, our lady weeps, she's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale.
Cool effect.
Violet was a silent girl, grew up with violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. I'll spare you of the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and Violet, she fell fast. See, Stevie was a wrong un, but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took her tie, but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never stood a chance. The devil comes to dance. Violet, why are you always so quiet? On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why are you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent. That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood's black bone, crack, knick-knack, paddywhack, one to the jaw when the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess, he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I want to do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence. Wait. Say something, Violet.
That's cool. Sounds like seagulls in the background. I know that's just an accident and a coincidence, but in that silence there, it actually adds to the ambiance. It's kind of interesting.
Wait. Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet. London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, She was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London City, far from pretty, 2005, a lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins aligned side by side. A girl named Jenny
And a boy named James.
and a boy named Screech.
Oh, Screech. Wow. Wow. And that's it. Yeah, you guys were right. That is so interesting. And I can definitely tell that at first I was like, who is Violet? And I was thinking, I'm like, did I miss a name in the previous two songs? And then by the end, I caught it immediately that Jenny and Screech, or James, I think he said his name was James earlier, brother and sister. Interesting indeed. What I really want to know is, was this trilogy always planned, or did he just originally have Jenny and Screech and then wrote Violet? Because I feel like, because obviously I'm watching a compilation of these, and I don't know if these were all shot close together, but I can definitely tell a quality, at least in camera, from the first video to the last video, because the last video, or Violet, definitely looks like it was shot on like a cinema camera. I want to say probably an FX3 or maybe an A7S3. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get camera talk here. But I digress. I'm getting off topic. But no, I wonder how long these videos were apart. I guess I could look, but no, you guys are definitely right. I think from a filmmaking perspective, great. I think these are a great set of videos. And you can see that evolution. Of just the quality. And I know a lot of people mentioned that to me previously, that Samuel and Ren, they basically grew together, and so I can definitely see why. But let's talk about the music. I know a lot of people also mentioned to me that Ren describes himself as bardcore, which I can definitely see and I do agree with, because of just, again, the way that he utilizes music, and the way that he speaks, and the way that the cadences of of him like rapping and like actually singing, like it does sound like a bard, someone who is telling these stories in a tavern somewhere. And I think a lot of, I mentioned earlier, a lot of independent artists, people who aren't really commercialized, still follow this kind of format of music, is telling these stories. And I know there are a few exceptions in the commercialized music industry, but you just don't get talent like this. I mean, like people mentioned, he is a once in a generation type of artist. And I know he's very popular now, but like coming up, I'm sure he was looked at as very, just like so different and taboo that people didn't want to give him a chance. So I'm really glad that he's kind of found his fan base and really are bringing in presumably new fans every day, because people like Ren, people like the Warning, and people like, not even just musicians, but actors and poets and writers, and like all of these people, deserve to have their voice heard. So I'm really glad that he, one, is still out there and kicking. We love you, Ren. Two, really takes his music seriously, and I think that's the difference here. So let's talk about the overall aesthetic of the videos. I know a lot of people mentioned in the high Ren video that he does a lot of his videos in one takes. Obviously with that Ren video, I can definitely tell there was more than one take. But yeah, but obviously all of these are done in one takes, but we don't know how many times he did each song, to get it right, unless he's just a one and done, which You know, some people are. I've done a lot of short films and stuff like that that are just kind of one and dones. And the big thing about one shots is normally like in film, you know, there's not really like a true one shot especially for like a prolonged sequence there, especially if it's like more of a higher budget action thing. There's gonna be hidden cuts. Someone's gonna cross the camera, and then that one frame where the camera's black or the screen's black, that's gonna be a cut. So you know, like there aren't really true one takes like that anymore. But obviously, these videos are clearly one takes. Like there's not the way that Sam moves around him, you know, as they're going through these doorways and stuff like that. You know, that's how you can tell that, you know, they're moving in kind of synchronicity there, to try to get around each other, which, you know, I appreciate. But yeah, what a great track. I mean, I guess full story here. Thank you for the hundreds of people that recommended this to me, because I know next week we're going to be checking out the other one, which is Money Game, 1, 2, and 3. So that'll be next week. So if you don't want to miss that, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss that upload. But if you guys have any other songs you would like for me to check out, not just from Ren, but from other musicians as well, there will be a pinned comment in the comment section. You guys can go and comment there your recommendations. That way it's easier for me to sort through and I don't have to scroll through potentially hundreds of comments. Again, as always, if you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. But anyways, guys, my name is Jorvik, and I'll see you in the next one.